taking backup session for project batch. So observe carefully what exactly this one from this beginning of the point I'm going to explain. But notes I am not going to give like a step by step. Already existed notes in the drive. I'll open and I'll show. Diagrams also existed diagrams. I'll open and I'll show. But setup I'll give it from beginning. So observe here. If you have any question, I'll give the time to ask at the last. You can ask your question. Even I'll give my email ID also, Java by Raghu. You can send email also if you have any question. And one more thing before starting, it's a purely Spring Boot project. No microservice is included. Its duration is, it is Spring Boot project only. Basic knowledge required to do Spring Boot programming. You should be attending any Spring Boot batch or else it's completed for you. REST to database programming, okay, REST concepts, MVC concept, data JPA. These are the basic knowledge required. These are the minimum knowledge required. Remaining I can teach. These are the minimum knowledge required on boot. Its duration is actually 3 months. Its duration is 3 months. It's no microservice included. No microservice included. This project you can keep in the resume also. Okay, you can keep in the resume. For it's for fresher to zero experience to 3 years. It's a well suitable for them. Okay, if you have 5 years, 6 years like that, only this project is not sufficient. You have to keep some more extra projects. It's like, for example, you have 5+ years gap. Okay, then you need to keep 2 projects. Okay, even for 3 years also, if you have 3+, you have to keep one more dummy project, at least that covers 1 year like that. Okay, so that you need to keep extra. This is completely live project. This is completely live project. That means everything will type in front of you only. Okay, but here one module I'll do that, similar module that you need to do. Okay, one module will be completely executed by me. Similar module is there, exactly similar module is there that you need to do here. It's like 50-50 task here. Okay, one I'll do, second another one similar to that. For example, employee module is there. Example, I'll do that. Okay, and product module is there, or student module is there, something like that, that you need to do here. Okay, something part module is there, I'll do that. Okay, sale module is there that you need to do, similar modules. Okay, so similar modules, one I'll give, second one you have to do it. Okay, and completely our UI is actually theme leaf. Okay, but I'll give Angular integration from my side as a bonus, but Angular will not be given completely, only overuse and basics will be given. Only overuse and basics will be given for project integration, not programming, for project integration. Okay, actually Angular concepts are used like microservice UI implementations like that. Here we use completely theme leaf. It's 100% I'll cover theme leaf. 100% I'll cover theme leaf here. Angular I'll cover 40% here. I'll cover 40%. Okay, this 40% knowledge almost it's a well suitable for 3 years experience. It is 0 to 3 years experience only. This project is well suitable here. Okay, these are the details actually. Before attending to this batch, I'm explaining all the things here. Later you don't get confused with other things and don't get blamed with us even. Okay, so these are the basic things. Still, if you have any doubt also, you can ask. Tools, concepts covered, and content will be sent through HR@nareshit.com. They are going to send a content to you. What is there in the content that we are going to cover for sure. Okay, so tools also covered for sure here. Okay, today I am just going to explain the session here. Observe carefully. Now, first of all, if you want to start programming here, okay, directly we do coding actually in our regular classes, but in real time it's not like that. Okay, first of all, who is actually involved in the picture is BA, business analyst. Okay, is actually person. Okay, BA is a role. We actually call developer roles. Okay, like that, BA is a role. Okay, what is going to do is going to gather all project requirements. requirements, is going to gather all requirements here. So this BA is going to gather the requirement from two different kind of sources. One is from a client, or second one is from some market. Okay, so you can get requirements like this. BA is actually person. Okay, so if you look at BA is a person, what is going to do is going to gather the requirements from the market. Okay, RS client. If he is getting, if we are developing a product, if we are developing a software for a particular client, we are developing a software for particular client, such project, that is actually called as project based software. No, we are developing a software that is actually for general or common for multiple people. It's actually called product based. For example, your mobile phones, tablets, laptops, if you look at here, so it's are actually called products. Okay, mobile is a product, laptop is a product, laptop softwares are all products here. Okay, so for example, if you're using operating system Windows operating system is not developed for one person, everyone can use in the society. Okay, it's like product based. Okay, you can pay the money and you can use. Such softwares are called products. Bookmyshow software is there. Bookmyshow software is designed, okay, by one client only. Okay, company developed for one client. That client might be giving to multiple users to access, but software is given for one client. Complete Bookmyshow authorities are having by one person. And for example, you take hotel billing system. Okay, if you go to one hotel billing system will be there. Hotel billing system is given for that only hotel. Okay, not for everyone. Okay, everyone can come, just you can use like that. No, it's for one particular persons or for one particular society. That is actually given. That's actually called client. That is project based. Whether it is a project based or product based here, BA has to prepare the complete documentation here. That is called epic. Okay, to prepare these documents and to follow the process here, we follow the agile methodology that I'll explain later how it exactly looks here. And the software we are going to use, that is actually called Jira software. Actually, agile methodology, Jira software. Okay, once your documentation preparation is done here, then it will be given to design section. Okay, design will be given by architecture teams. Okay, a complete design is given by architecture teams real time, but you should involve here how it is going to be. Okay, so here these are the three different types of designs we'll be having: UML, DFD, and ER. UML is for representing our Java code, a diagrammatical format of our Java code. DFD stands for data flow diagram, that is sending the data from UI to database and database to UI. Okay, and next one, ER diagram. ER nothing but tables. Entity means it's a table. Okay, anything in the world can be represented as an entity. That is a standard definition of entity actually. Okay, for example, you take students data, students table. Okay, items data, items table. Cars data, cars table. You take anything in the world that you can store as a table. There's a RDMS basic principle. Okay, so ER stands for entity relationship. That means you can store everything in the form of tables. Okay, these tables will be having one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many relations like that. Okay, and finally, architecture person also done here. The next role involves by you is a developer. Okay, that's actually our role here. Okay, so our designation is actually developer here. Okay, what we are going to do here is coding by using different kind of tools, frameworks we are going to involve here. Completely I use Spring Boot concepts. By using the Spring Boot concepts only, we are going to create the project. This is a basic knowledge of project here. Okay, who is doing what? Business analyst preparing the documents, architecture team doing designing. With the help of this designs and documents, developer is going to write the code. Okay, this is actually called 3D process. D, 3D process here. It's a basic knowledge. Okay, so here if you look at this document, here, this document is again, divided into two parts. One is actually called high level document, second one is actually called low level document. High level document is actually called manual or overview. Okay, so for example, if you purchase any mobile, you will get a manual. Okay, that manual never contains how your mobile is designed. That is never going to say how your mobile is designed, but that says how to use that mobile. For example, when to press blue color button, when to press red color button, what will happen, how to go to menu, how to send a message, how to use your mobile. That is called high level document. Okay, low level document means how many chips are there. Okay, how battery is functioning. Okay, what is the plug-in socket. Okay, how this display pixel screen is working. That's actually called technical information. That is called low level document. Coming to our software, screens, functionalities, menu bar section, data inserting order, that is called high level document. Low level document, database table designs, layers designs. Okay, data flow diagrams, diagrams, everything comes under low level document. Okay, so technical information is nothing but low level document. Functional information nothing but high level document, manual in your understanding simply. Okay, so that is actually completely prepared by BA only. Okay, that we need to understand here. If a document is prepared, what is the next stage? They're actually divided into equal parts. Okay, or task. A task is actually called story. For example, employee registration is a story, employee login story, employee update, employee sending email successfully. Like these stories are created and given to developer that you need to develop. This is a basic knowledge of real-time workflow. Okay, so it's, you are not directly writing the code, someone is working backside to complete your task also. Okay, now if you look at here, what is the meaning of DFD? Okay, we have three different kind of diagrams, right? The first one, DFD stands for data flow diagram. DFD stands for data flow diagram, the flow of data between UI and database. If you understand this DFD diagram, you can write code almost easily. Okay, so this is only very important one. First one two examples will become complicated, but go on practice, it will become easy. Okay, understand how the data is going from UI to database and how the data is flowing database to UI. That's a major important part. Let us take one small form here. I have taken one small form. Multiple inputs are there. Enter the data and click on submit. Then what will happen here is your form data is converted to object format. This object is actually, it's an object, not a class. It's an object. It's not a class, it's an object. Object, see here, it's an object. That is actually called as, what it's doing, it is storing the data. Why it's storing? To transfer the data. Okay, that's why it is called DTO, data transfer object. It's not a class, it's an object. Some people will get confused with DTO and model. Okay, model is a class. For this class, if you create the object, that is called DTO. Okay, so model is a class. Model, MVC concept, if you know, M means model, V means view, C means controller. Model means data. Model means data. Remember here, a class that holds only variables, set get methods, maximum two string and he equals hash code methods. No logical methods. This model contains variables, that variables holds the data. That's a final target here. That's actually DTO stands for data transfer object. Form data converted to object. That object, if we give it to ORM, that is actually Spring Data JPA. One object, if we have, listen, one object, if we have, is converted to one row in database table. One row in database table. So how this is going? Form to object, object coming here, object converted to row. Like this, how the flow is this. This flow is actually called as DFD. This is actually called as DFD, data flow diagram. Okay, now in the way of reverse process, how it is going to be. For example, this is DB. Here I have multiple rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, like that. Multiple rows are converted to multiple objects. Okay, these objects are given to UI here. What it is going to do, if you find these objects here, it is going to convert into HTML table rows. HTML table rows here. Okay, data is coming from DB to UI, it is converted like this. Okay, and remember, in case of Angular, one object is nothing but one JSON. That is actually called one JSON. One object is actually called as one JSON, or one JSON is a one object. Multiple list actually we represent, that's actually represented as a box symbol, array representation. In the Angular concepts here, that is going to be collection. If you write like this, in our array, that's actually collection they actually called in Angular. Of course, there also you can call array, not a problem. Okay, and coming to designing part here, second, if you see, that's actually we said multiple classes will be there. One employee class created for one module, for department created for one module. Here two modules will be connected with each other with a relation, one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many, like that. Multiple employees related to one department. Okay, it's like many to one. One person contains only one Aadhaar card, it's like one to one. One student can have multiple subjects, one to many. Okay, that depends how exactly relation is going to be. Okay, generalized relation only we have to implement in programming. Okay, some people will ask, sir, when to apply which relation? No, it's actually wrong. First you have to understand what is the requirement. A real-time requirement only we have to implement as a program. Okay, first understand a student contains student dash subject. Okay, subject, like this we have. How many students? See here, one student assumption, for example, one student can have how many subjects? Many. It's a real-time requirement. For this you need to write the program. If a requirement is given, that we need to apply. Everything we take it from real-time requirement only. Okay, for example, person is there. Okay, Aadhaar card table is there, other database is there. Okay, one person contains one Aadhaar card, like that. A real-time requirement only we have to implement here. For example, we are actually billing, we are creating a bill. Bill contains how many parts? Actually one bill contains multiple parts, means multiple items, like that. Okay, so here mostly used relations are one to many and one to one, and even many to many also. Those I will show later examples, few examples, once we got the application programming parts here. Okay, how these are actually connected. For one class, one table is created. For another class, one more table is created. One table primary key, one table primary key will become another table foreign key. Observe carefully. This is the primary key, has become another table foreign key. Okay, how, which side foreign key comes here, that depends on the relation even. Okay, that we'll see once we start the programming part even. But remember, tables contains primary key, one table primary key, another table foreign key. Then two tables are connected, like that. They are actually going to be connected. Now let us take one project. Every project contains the modules, user module, employee module, department, like so on. Multiple modules are there. How to implement one module? That is only target. Here we have only two things to do. One, implement a module, fine. Then link one module with another module. Implementing the individual modules, integrating the modules. That is only two things that we have to do in the project. That is only major task, but it's not easy to do. That's a lengthy process. Writing programming is very easy. Writing project is a complicated, because program today we write one program that is completed. Okay, tomorrow we write another program, but project is not like that. What exactly you wrote today, continuation will be on top of this one only. It's like continuation you are going to do. Slightly it increases. Okay, by the day end it will become very lengthy. Okay, so here it's like a project. Programs and projects are different. Project nothing but a single program in your understanding here. Every day slightly some part is added at the ends. Okay, then it becomes a very big. So from the day one onwards, your clarity, that is actually your interest required and your practice required. Okay, now let us continue here. I want to implement one module. If you want to implement one module, then we go for the concept called layers. A project is converted to module, fine. A module convert four different layers. Okay, what are they? Presentation layer, service layer, data access layer, and integration layer. Okay, Presentation layer, service layer, and data access layer we are going to take as a one part actually. Integration layer, generally if you want to link with other applications like Angular UI, mobile UI, Android UI, or any other third party applications you want to link here, then integration layer will be taken. Okay, so presentation layer, service layer, and data access layer, like this we are going to write. Okay, and if you look at different kind of files, even the first one is actually model. We can also call it entity class. I'll show how to write this one. This is only first we are going to learn. Second, data access layer. If you want to perform any database operations, we are going to write here. Okay, general database programming we are going to write interface and implementation. But coming to Spring Boot data JPA, above one will be interface and below one also be interface. Okay, now coming to second here, service layer. Service layer mainly for transaction managements, calculations, logics. Next one is a controller. Controller is a class that will take the request from the browser, process this one, and finally one UI is selected, one UI page is selected, that is given actually back to browser. Simply request processing we can also tell. It's a request processing that is actually given by controller. Okay, next one, validator class, to validate the server side data. Generally validations will be two types. One is actually client side. What client side we do validation is by using JavaScript or jQuery. For example, email format should be like this. Email ID nothing but it should look like this. Some data at the rate symbol and some data dot and some data. That's the email format. Okay, format related validation, minimum length, maximum length, pattern relation, format relations. Okay, password cannot be empty, password should contain 6 characters, like that we say. But whether data exists or not, for example, you are giving a email ID, assumption you are giving a email ID, just I'm writing ab at gmail.com. You gave, registration done successful. Again you are giving ab at gm.com. Client will not do validation. Client will check, yes, it is valid mail ID, but we have to check it server side. Server side, data already exist or not. Is data already exist or not? Okay, ab at gm already exist. Okay, or as something like invalid balance. Okay, insufficient balance, you are trying to deposit 500 fine, you are trying to withdraw 1000, no, it's not possible, your balance is very less. Okay, such kind of validations, actually data related validations done at server side, pattern related validation done at client side. That's actually called validator. We write all this one by one, just I'm showing overview. Okay, it's like introduction session I'm explaining. View nothing but Excel view, PDF view. I want to convert my data into Excel format. Excel format, I want to convert my data into PDF format, then we go for this one. Okay, and finally utilities. If you want to design some charts, bar chart and graph chart, if you look at some cricket matches like this, it will show like that. We'll be finding some charts here. Okay, I just want to show charts like this, or something like bar charts will be there. Like this I want to show data, I want to show in a graphical representation format. Okay, that's why we go for the concept called charts. JFree charts we are going to see here. JFree charts we are going to see here by using the concept of utilities. Okay, still if you don't know those what exactly, I'll show in the browser also, internet also, like that we are going to implement here. These are called pie charts and bar charts. Like this I want to implement here. Okay, dynamic charts, not static. If data changes, chart is going to be changed here. Like this, I want to implement here. Okay, such things we are going to implement here. Service layer mainly used to perform transaction managements, logics, calculations. This one is going to do actually. That is only major task here. Okay. Now here, if you look at the next thing, I'm just giving here. Notes are there. You are not required to write anything here. Complete notes is there. Okay, what is what also? What is ER? ER stands for entity relation. DFD stands for data flow diagram. What are the different layers? PL stands for presentation service. What service layer will do? Transaction management, logics, calculation, sortings. Okay, what IL will do? Integration layer, web services. Okay, what is validation? Client side validation, server side validation. Notes is there. Already I typed for previous batch. Okay, that's actually previous days, last 4 days we typed and I gave. And what are the different files will be there? Model, repository, IMPL, service. Complete notes is there. What is epics means? Okay, well, how that is divided into task here? What are the examples? Complete notes is there. I'll post that in the drive link. You can just take it from there. Complete notes is there. Okay, so please concentrate and cooperate. Next important thing, this you should understand very clearly. Okay, if you understand this, writing programming is very easy. If you don't understand this, you can't write the applications. You will understand my code, but the point is, this batch purpose is not just listening like a course. Remember everyone, it's not just like listening like a course. You have to write the code. That is the target of this batch. Okay, you have to write the code here. Okay, so that means what you have to do is, whatever I'm giving the task, you need to do it now, or else after finish after this session and send an email to me. Okay, my email is there. Okay, regular batch students, they are doing and sending emails every day. That is important. Project is not a course. Remember, project is not a course. Project means practical. Everything you have to do in your laptop in the notes. That's the main point. If that is the case, then only join, or else it is 100% not suitable to you. I'll just listen, I'll just go, means it is not at all suitable for you. Okay, observe carefully. Now from here onwards, I'm just giving some task also for you. Practical things here, observe. UML stands for unified modeling language. For your Java code, these diagrams we are going to follow. Look at here, it is divided into big box like this, into small parts, and a small box width is not equal to the first one. Small box is given. The first section is actually called as package. Second section, class or interface. Next section, variables, and last section, constructors and methods. It's a constructor and method here. Okay, so like this we have to design one UML like this. Okay, so here we are going to use some symbols also, plus, minus, symbol hash, and none. Plus indicates public, minus indicates private, symbol hash indicates protected, none indicates default. It's a backup session only, it's not regular session. It's a backup session. Who already attended regular session, for them it's not the one. Okay, regular session will be on Monday onwards. If you have already attended, you can leave now. Okay, it's a backup session. From the day one onwards, I'm explaining up to setup and small example. It's a backup session, sir. These are not regular session. If you have already completed, not required to be here. You can just exit, not a problem. Okay, now here, this actually concept of UML here. If a diagram is given like this, you should be able to convert into equal Java code. Few examples I gave already. If you look at, this is plus indicates public, minus indicates private, symbol hash indicates protected. First variable name, colon, then data type. Variable name, colon and then data type. Your core Java style only diagrammatical format. A diagram speaks more compared to code. Okay, and the starting one is a package. Look at here, equal code is given, a package, public C indicates class, public class employee, minus indicates private, private integer emp id, and minus emp name string. Like this we have. Okay, like this we have so many examples are there, and equal code also I given. And if you take for example I stands for interface. I'll give some task also for this. I'll give 1 2 examples even more that you need to submit tomorrow. At the end I'll give, not now. Okay, my, I indicates interface here, plus indicates public. Okay, plus indicates public, return type this is actually, and method name. Interface methods are abstract methods. Like that, a diagram is given, you should able to convert into Java code. I'll give the diagram, you should convert into Java code. That's the important point here. These are the few examples. Even there will be some relations. Easy means inheritance. Inheritance is a core Java relation. Actually, we are going to call parent class and child class, or super class and subclass, like that. Parent can be even class or interface, child can be even class or interface. If both are classes or both are interfaces, we use a keyword called extends. Extends keyword. If the above one is an interface and below one is a child, we are going to use a keyword called implements. Okay, you can see here, for above one we wrote this code, and for below one we wrote this code with extra implements, because there is a relation is there, is a inheritance. That is actually called is a relation or inheritance, we actually called here. And even multiple examples I gave. For that notes also I gave. Okay, what is UML stands for, what is a relation, what is has a relation, association even. Okay, this one I'll explain step by step, because this is very important part. If you understand this, remaining all or nothing. Okay, observe one more small thing I'll just cover, then we see the continuation even. And next important thing here is, if a form is given like this, observe carefully. One HTML form is given, then what we need to do here is one model class you have to draw. One HTML form is given, one model class you have to draw. See here, one form, one class, one form, one class, one input, one variable. One input, nothing but one variable. Three inputs, three variables. Number of forms equals to number of classes. Number of inputs equals to number of variables. Now once it is done, now database. One class, one class, one table. One class you see, it's a one table. Okay, and next one variable, one variable, one column, one variable, one column, like this. And if we enter form data, if we enter form data and click on register here, form data is converted to object, and one object is nothing but one row. Observe carefully, these are very important points here. I'm just giving one HTML form, one model class, one DB table. Form data on submit. When you click on submit, form data you are entering here on submit, what is going to happen? Okay, it will create one object. That one object is nothing but actually it's a one row. It is going to be like this. When you click on form submit here, entering the form data, click on submit here, it's a one object and one row. Now I'm just showing one small example for you. Look at, now here one form is there. Let us write. I'm just writing a sample code, I'm just leaving empty, later you have to fill that. in dot nit dot model is a package name. I follow naming convention, your wish. Later, next Module name is student. I'm just taking as a student plus student. Okay. Minus variable. See here, 4 variables are there. 4 inputs are there. So 4 variables. I'm just taking like std id integer. Like this I'm writing here. Second one. Std name. It's a string. Next one. Std fee. It's a double. Next one. Std course. It's a string. Like this we have to write. Whenever a form is given, that you need to convert into a design like this. That is your task. The first section is the class. Next section variables. Like last section constructors and methods. Next, what we need to do here is we need to define one table. Look at one table also I'm drawing here. And see, one class, so one table. One variable, one column. So how many columns are going to come? Yes ID, yes name, yes fee, yes course. Like that it is going to come here. I'll not give this to you. I'm just drawing in front of you. Later you have to do it. It's done. Okay. And one column should behave as a primary key. It's a primary key. Now finally you enter the data. You enter some data here. ID is equals to some 10. Name is equals to A. Fee is equals to 3.3. Course is equals to some boot. You are entering like this. And when you click on register here, this data converted to object. This object inserted into database table like this. SID 10, yes name A, fee 3.3, and course boot. This is a basic knowledge here. You have to understand how I drawn this table. That is actually model class. That is very important. Okay. You can just compare below one and above one here. So above one is a task actually, but I have done for you. Okay. I'm just removing this one, clearing this one. Okay. I'll just cancel this one. Just I'm clearing. Okay. Look at the second one, below one, and you try to draw the above one. Mistake also fine. Okay. You do as a task and send an email to me, javabyrugged@gmail.com. Mention in the subject project batch backup session. You mention the subject and mention the task one and send an email to me. Okay. After doing that, mistake also fine, that you need to involve. Okay. Remember one thing, no one will learn directly everything with a single step. Okay. Now once it is completed here, the next stage will be, look at carefully, writing the layers concept. Writing the layers concept. Observe carefully. Okay. There are 3 important layers we have. Presentation layer, service layer, and data access layer. We have 3 different layers. Whenever any module name dash is given, dash indicates module name, then we have to write below files. 1, repository interface. 2, iService. 3, service IMPL. And 4, controller. These are the different files that you need to give. Whenever a particular module is given, these are the different layers we have to implement. Observe carefully. And a sample design also I gave here. It's an admin module. Observe carefully. Wherever you have admin, wherever you see admin, that you have to replace in case of another module. It's an admin. It's a fixed diagram that we are going to follow here. naming conventions I'm applying here. You can change the names, but not recommended. It's a recommended standard actually. Like this, we have to follow. Observe. Okay, dash indicates that module name. Module name may change. Like that, whenever a module name is given, you should able to draw a diagram like this with relations is a, has a, is a, has a. These are three layers here. You can see these are three different layers we have. Okay, so here these are the two different packages we have. This is our own package. It is org.spring framework shortcut we wrote. SF means spring framework. I wrote shortcut. SF means spring framework. I wrote shortcut here. Okay, these are three different layers. Within the layer relation is easy. Within the layer relation is easy. Layer to layer relation is has a. Layer to layer relation is has a. This is actually called standard loosely coupling diagram. Okay, what is loosely coupling and how it works, that we are going to see. That we are going to see later here. Okay, and sample code also for this I just gave in the notes here. Okay, like this how it is going to be. A sample programs also I gave here. You can see. Okay, you are not required to worry about that. That notes also I'll share. Not to worry about that. Okay, layer to layer relation is has a. Within the layer relation is a. Okay, whenever a module name is given, you should draw the diagram like this. Okay, so here we are using this one for one module. We are implementing this one for one module. When module to module integration concept comes, I'll show. There also we go for a hazard relation only, but somewhat different typical format it is going to be. Okay, now let me continue here how it is going to be. Observe carefully. Now look at carefully. This is very important. I'm just giving equal coding part, how it looks. Ankit, don't use chat box. Okay, if you want to type something, type in the notes. Don't type in the chat box what I'm explaining. Don't do it. You write in your notes. Okay, observe carefully. Look at. So here, what are the code files we have to write? For example, one module is given. Example module admin is given. Okay. In the data access layer, we have to write only interface. Data JPA says here, you don't write the code. Code will be auto-generated for all operations. Mainly, if you want any custom operations are there, you can write find by methods and query methods even. Okay. Now I'm just writing here. Look at first data access layer code. Second, service layer code. Third, presentation layer code we are writing. Observe carefully, follow the diagram. First package, then interface, public interface, interface name. Then is a means inheritance. Above also interface, so keyword is extends. JPA repository. T indicates a module name. ID indicates primary key data type. ID indicates primary key data type. I'm writing a sample code. Observe how it looks. Public, sorry, first package, in.nit.repo. Okay, next I'm writing public interface admin repository. We are going to write like this. See here, above one interface, below one interface, core Java formula, basic core Java concept, keyword is extends. JPA repository. JPA repository is a predefined. T indicates model class name. Model class name, I'm just taking admin. Data type, primary key data type is integer. Okay, it's a data JPA basic concept. In Spring Boot data JPA, you might be learning like this. Same thing I'm just writing here, nothing new. Okay, what it is going to do here, it will provide all basic operation support: save, update, delete, get one record, get all records, pagination, sorting, data fetching, okay, caching, pooling, everything it will give. Okay, we are not required to write anything externally or manually. Only some properties we need to configure. That's advantage of data JPA. In Spring Boot there is a separate chapter. Okay, now observe carefully. Next one, we are writing actually service. If you look at the service here, how it is going to look here, observe. First, this interface, equal code I'm writing. Package in.nit.service public interface I admin service, like this. Of course, we have to write the methods later. There I'm writing package in.nit.service.impl. Next, I'm writing here public admin service impl. It's a naming convention that we are following here. It's a class I'm writing. Now here, below one is a class and above one is an interface. So relation, that is keyword is implements I admin service, and not over here. Look at carefully. It is also making relation has a. It's making relation has a with what? Admin repository. So has a means take this as a data type and write here private I admin service space service. It's a syntax that you need to follow here. Okay, container says linked object should be used to this one only. That's recommended as a private here. Has a. This reference variable is designed only for this class. Once this class execution is done, no more use of this reference variable. I have to tell, that's called private. Okay, only within this class this reference variable should be used. It's a basic core Java point even. Okay, now class level we have to write one annotation @service, and here has a variable level you have to write one annotation here @auto void. Auto void annotation says that actually linking of two different objects, service object, okay, and this one repository object is linked. This is, sorry, it's an admin repository we are writing. It's a repository space repo. This one we are linking. It's a repository we are linking. Has a relation level you have to write auto while, and class level you have to write @service. It's done. Okay, next we are mentioning here. Finally, we are writing actually a controller here. Here we have two relations. Observe. Here we have two relations. One is a, second one is has a. First we wrote is a relation. Is a relation means implements keyword. Second, has a relation. Has a relation means using a class or interface as a data type. Using this as a data type, creating a variable is called has a relation. On top of has a relation, you must apply one annotation called @auto void. You must apply one annotation that is called @auto void. Okay, that's actually has a relation. Using one type, using one class or interface as a data type, creating variable and apply the auto void. Okay, now service layer also completed. Next, controller. Controller comes under presentation layer here. Okay, so here I'm just writing the equal code. Observe carefully. Package in.nit.controller public class admin controller. Like this I'm writing. Okay, observe carefully. Now we are writing private I admin service space service. Here we are writing Class level, write at the rate controller, and here method level, write at the rate auto void. Like this we have to write, because it is called has a relation. Layer to layer relation is has a. Within the layer relation is a. It's a basic formula for layers concept. You can see here. Like this it is designed. Okay. So I think you understood this diagram and equal code conversion here. First of all, you should have core Java basic knowledge and core Java relations concepts. Okay. And UML diagrams formats and converting into equal Java code and Spring Boot knowledge. Those are the minimum requirements to attend this. Okay. So here, like this, I am just going to give one module. I'm just going to give as a task here. I'll give one task for everyone. Okay. You try to write module that is actually called part module, student module. Okay. Product module, user module, employee module. Okay. I'm just giving 5. At least you try to draw 3 diagrams like this. Okay. 3 diagrams here like this. What exactly diagram? You have full diagram in this place. I part service IMPL, repo, part repository, part controller, I part service. Like this, you have to draw the diagram and convert into equal Java code like this. If you practice at least 4 or 5 examples, then only you can write remaining programs. Okay, like this we have written here. Okay, if you have any doubts so far, you can ask here, because I'll go to next level. Any doubt you have, you can ask in the chat box, not a problem. Just type no in the chat box if you understood so far. Everyone, give reply. I want reply from everyone. Reply everyone. Just type no in the chat box if you are clear. Please give reply everyone. I am expecting reply from everyone. Because if I go to next level, you should have clarity for that. Yeah, service I'll explain. Okay, now understand here. Look at, without writing this interface, directly you can create relation between these two also. This actually called tightly coupling. This is called tightly coupling here. Okay, what is the meaning of that one? Tomorrow, any modification comes in this code, this is going to get affected. This is going to get affected. That's why we are taking separate interface here, separate interface and implementation class, and we are creating relation like this. Okay, and what we have to write in the service, for example, we have some logic like this. Okay, withdraw amount is there. Okay, balance is equals to balance minus amount. This logic we have to write. Such logics we have to write in service layer. Okay, sorting data is there, data sorting is there. Such logics we write in service layer. Okay, what is that loosely coupling? How this service layer works? Once programming started, we'll see. Okay, remember service layer, what it will do? Service layer is used for logics, calculations, transaction management, data sorting, etc. Example I'll just give. For example, we are writing something like repo dot find all. We got it. Okay, we are getting the data in the form of list of something like employee. Assumption. It's a list of employee. We got EMPs. I want to send the data in sorting order. Okay, the sorting logic we write. Sorting logic in service layer. We are going to write sorting the logic in service layer here. Okay, for example, collections dot sort. Okay, just I'm writing EMP. Assumption employee class implementing comparable interface like this. Okay, so such logic we are going to write in service layer. Okay, services are used to write logics, calculations, sortings, transaction management, everything inside the service layer. That is the purpose. Okay, initially we write normal service programming only. Okay, of course, transaction management is a inbuilt. You are not even required to write at the transaction annotation like Spring. Okay, but sorting, calculations, and all we do it. We are going to implement those actually step by step. Okay, observe here. This is done. Okay, it's a basics of layers. This is only very important. Whatever the modules I gave, you try to implement the same. Part, student, product, user, employee modules. You try to draw the diagrams like this and convert into equal Java code. Okay, let us continue here. Observe carefully. What is the next thing that you need to do here is setup. It's a project setup. Okay, what are the softwares required for here? Tomcat and all don't download and install. Spring Boot will give embedded inbuilt Tomcat server. If you don't want, you can exclude and you can add Jetty and Undertow also. First of all, you need to download and install JDK 14 software. Minimum JDK 8, maximum JDK 14. Any JDK version use, not a problem. Minimum version maintain JDK 8. If you maintain JDK 14, I'll show some other features also you can work. No, sir, I'm not interested on those features. Fine. JDK 8 also okay. If you have JDK 8, you can install even JDK 14. You can install multiple JDK versions, not a issue. In my system, even I have two. Okay, yesterday only I just uninstalled JDK 11 and 13 also. Okay, you can have multiple JDKs, not a problem even. Nothing to worry. JDK software will not make your system slow. JDK software, you installed any version. Next, STS4 latest. Today only download. Already if you're using fine, okay, RS download. Don't use Eclipse and all. STS only use it because so many plugins will come as a inbuilt. We are going to discuss so many tools actually. We are going to discuss these tools list. And one more is missed here. Jira. These are the tools that I am going to cover in the project. Okay. So this list also I'll give even. This is with Agile process. Agile is a theory process. Jira is a tool that we are going to see. Okay. Complete knowledge of this one will come here. Gradle is not, it will not be there for project. Gradle is actually for tools plus session. Instead of this, we are going to use Maven. Our project completely Maven. If you want, you can use Gradle also, not a big complicate. Okay, Maven or Gradle, anything is fine. I use Maven in the project. If you want, you can use Gradle also. Gradle will be explained as a theory, not used in the project. Okay, other than Gradle, this is actually for tools batch. Okay, other than Gradle, everything will be there for you. Everything will be there for you. If you want Gradle, don't use Maven. That is also fine. Anything is fine, not a issue. Works. There is no code changes and nothing complication here. Either use Maven or Gradle. Okay. Now here, I recommend Maven only because new Gradle versions are become as slow, very slow. Okay, Maven only looks like better. Okay, Gradle they are trying to make it good, and that has become fat. It's like that. Okay, now I'm just showing the setup here. What are the things that you need to do after downloading these two softwares? Only two softwares, nothing else required. STS and JDK. Okay, like this you have to do. It's a task that you need to finish today. STS is coming like this. Okay, one time setup, you have to do it today. It's a one time setup. What exactly I'm showing here that you need to do here. No, use STS4 only. STS4 software. What exactly I mentioned, that is only you use it. You don't use your own softwares. Okay. Whatever the instructions I'm giving, you have to follow strictly. Okay, until second module completed. Why I'll tell all those, you will face problems later, not now. Okay, once you face the problem, you have to start it from beginning. At that time you'll understand. Okay, if you follow your own instructions, once problem comes, you'll understand why Raghu sir explained like that. Then you will understand. That is also good. It's a type of experience. Facing bad things also is a type of good things in the future, not a problem. Okay, now let us continue. You have to create the project. File, new, starter project. Spring Starter project. Choose this one. Okay, just give the project name that's like warehouse app or any name is fine temporarily. Package name I'm just taking here in.nit, in.nit, group ID, artifact ID, just taking like this. You can take any package name but maintain all the files inside the same package or its sub package. Click on next button. Okay, search with the dependency. One is a web, Spring Web. Second one Lombok. Next one data JPA. Next one MySQL. Or else you can choose Oracle, any database, your interest, no problem. Okay, next one theme leaf. Next one theme leaf. Here, observe. These are the basic dependencies you need to add. Lombok, data JPA, MySQL or Oracle, theme leaf, and web dependency. If anything required, we are going to add manually, even not a problem. Next button and finish button. It is going to start downloading. First time it will take so much time. Observe, I'm just opening pom.xml file. It looks very small. Control plus button, control plus, control plus, control minus to increase the font size and reduce. We mentioned. Okay, OJDBC is there, right? I'm just commenting this one. If you want, we can use. MySQL is there. I'm just removing this one. I'll add my own MySQL dependency. Current MySQL it is giving 8. I use MySQL 5. Okay, which database you are using? That related MySQL driver you add it. I'm using MySQL 5 here. I'll add the same driver. MySQL software, what exactly you installed. If you want MySQL software link, I'll give it to you extra, you can use. If you have Oracle, you can continue with Oracle also, not a problem. MySQL connector Maven. Database is not an important factor to us. Any database is fine. Our application should work with any database. It's a setup. So ignore this warning I'm just saying here. This is a MySQL version. It says actually don't take Maven help. Manual version I mentioned here. It's a comment. Just a comment. It's not following Maven. It's a manual version. Like this, these are the dependencies: data JPA, theme leaf, web, Oracle or MySQL, and Lombok. Okay, these are the basic dependencies added. Later upcoming versions, we are going to add even other dependencies. Also dev tools like that we are going to add. Better we add dev tools also here instead of restarting again and again. You are not required to restart your application if you have dev tools. Okay, it is auto restarted. Okay, these are the dependencies I have taken. Next, once it is done, what you need to do here, open application.property, open expand src main resource. Templates folder will be there, right? There we need to define UI files, JavaScript files, CSS files, any files you have, place in the static folder. Okay, and next we have application.properties here. Open this application.properties. Mention some key values here. Default port number will be 8080. I'm using 9988 or any port number. Don't use 8080. Okay, why? You might be having some other softwares running on this. Okay, I'm just going to my browser. I'm just typing here. Look at localhost 8080. I'm just typing here. If you look at here, already in my system on 8080, Jenkins software is running. That's why I'm not using 8080 port number. Okay, it's already running. Jenkins service is running actually. That's why I'm taking the port number 9988 like that. Next, you need to write some common properties, database connection properties like this. Spring dot data source dot driver dash class dot name. If you write these details only sufficient, you are not required to write separate JDBC program connection and all. It's actually called auto configuration. That's the advantage of Spring Boot. Okay, in Spring we have to do lengthy configuration. It's not there in the Spring Boot. Username and password. Control Shift T. I'm just taking. It's a driver. JDBC colon MySQL colon slash test database or boot database, any database you use. Root and root, like this. Like this, I'm just mentioning. Okay. Next, I want to give ORM properties here. Spring dot JPA dot show SQL. I just want to display the SQL on console. True. Spring dot JPA dot Hibernate DDL auto. Just I'm telling create. Create indicates create the tables. You are not required to create any table manually. You have to write like this. Next one. Spring dot JPA dot. Just I'm writing here. Properties dot hibernate dot dialect. Dialect is a class that will generate the SQL queries when you perform the operations. I'm just taking MySQL 55 dialect. Like this I wrote. And even formatting, if you want to display even hibernate dot format underscore SQL is equals to true. Okay, format underscore SQL will display the query in step by step. Select from where it will display. If you don't write format SQL, query will be printed in one line. Because of show SQL, query printed in one line. If you write format underscore SQL true, query printed in multiple lines. Look and feel. Formatting nothing but look and feel. Query look and feel will come. These are the minimum properties that you need to add. Okay. Once it is done here, then we can start the other coding part like this model programming, a module programming coding part we have to write. We have to take one UI and we have to start that. Okay. That coding part and all that I'm going to show in tomorrow section here. Okay. And these properties, what are the dependencies that we have created here like this, and these properties that you need to add. Okay. Just I'm saying here, steps I'm giving, softwares required, setup. Step one, create one Spring Starter project. Name, warehouse app. Group ID, in.nit. Package, in.nit. Version 1.0. Choose dependencies. Web, Spring Web, Data JPA, MySQL or Oracle, Lombok, DevTools, ThemeLeaf. ThemeLeaf is a UI that we are going to see. Okay. If you are facing any setup problem and all, there will be our coordinator. Okay, Paramesh will be available. He is going to support. Paramesh, are you there? Paramesh, are you there? Okay, I'll give his details, coordinated details also in case of any setup and problem comes. Okay, he's going to support to you. Okay, Parmesh, can you give that WhatsApp chat group chat link for support? If you're facing any setup problem or any problems here, you can just communicate to this link. Okay, I'll post to everyone even. You can just join to there. All project based students are in that group. You can also join. Any problems if you're facing even. Okay, if you're facing any problems even, you can just join to that one. It's a WhatsApp group here. Okay, so it's 11 a.m. project. It's a 20 WhatsApp group invitation you will get. You can join to that. Okay, any support or problems also they are going to give it to you. This one. Okay, so here this I just mentioned even in the chat box also. If you're facing any setup problem or code problems, anything you're facing here, they are going to help you. It's a chat link. Coordinator name is Paramesh and one more coordinator also there, Suhit. Okay, they are going to help you. Two coordinators are there. They are going to help you any problem or setup if you are facing. Okay. Application dot properties. This one, application dot properties. Like this, we have to do setup. What is the next thing? We have to choose one module and follow the layers design like this. We have to choose one module and write the code. Okay, I am going to show two different operations. One is actually inserting the data from UI to database and fetching the data from database to UI. Two different operations that we are going to see. Okay, that is only pending concept here. I'm just stopping the session here. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, and drives links will be shared by admins. Okay, once it is done here. Okay, so once you do payment, you can send details to hr@nareshit.com. They are going to support to you here. Okay, so here I'm just saying, listen carefully. First of all, do you have Spring Boot knowledge? Then only please join. I can handle. You just give me support means fine. I can give minimum requirement. Okay, without this, don't join. It's a completely live project means one module I'll do it completely live in front of you. Second similar module you should only do it. That's a concept. Similar modules I'll give it to you. Might be one or two like that. Okay, one complete module in front of you only I'll do. UI design bootstrapping will be there, jQuery will be there, Angular integration examples also I'll give, validation concepts as server side, charts, graphs, login, security program, web service implementation, a project minimum requirements, everything will be there. This is a fresher to 3 years experience suitable project only. Okay, don't expect even more than that also. It's a limitation because in 3.5 months what I can give, that I'm planning to give here. This is only for fresher level project. If you have any questions also, you can ask in the chat box. Still, if you have any personal questions, send an email to me. Don't ask in the chat box. Sir, am I eligible or like this or not? Okay, will be always free, sir, because it's not like that. Okay, you do payment, I'll take care. I'll never do like that. Okay, if you are a suitable candidate, then only I'll say yes, or else don't come. Finish this and come. Okay, for money sake and all, we don't do such things or unnecessary things here. Okay, it should be clear. Project introduction still I did not give. Okay, that we are going to see still. First technical only we started. Okay, project is actually warehouse project, supply chain management. Okay, if you just want to know about, you can just get it from even Google also. Just go to internet, supply chain management warehouse. Okay, this is only our project domain. Supply chain management is actually domain, warehousing is a project. What is that domain and all, we'll learn later separately. I'll explain. Okay, it's a real-time one. Okay, we can keep some simply like medical projects, bank projects and all, but companies will not accept. So many people used to keep like that. I'll give different descriptions and all. Okay, project related documents and soft copies I'll give. Certificates and all we don't give anything. no certificates are provided. Okay, project related documents, sample resumes, code, okay, interview questions, okay, something like Spring Boot materials, Hibernate materials, that we will give. Okay, certificates and all you have to get it from other places like consultants and all something. Okay, we are just giving only training here, technical training. We are just making as a trained fresher. Companies recommended some places, instead of giving a training, they'll take the people who are actually trained. You're like a trained fresher, understand? That is only our target here, giving the knowledge to normal person. Okay, instead of going to company, you're getting the knowledge here. That is the only ultimate theme of this project. If you have any questions also, you can ask.